Hi, today is January 21st. This is the Startup Vlog, and my name is Emmy. I welcome you to my vlog daily for this year. Oh, today is Monday, and I share my goals for this week. I just watched a Tim Ferriss interview, and I think I'm going to do it a little different this week. We'll see how it works. Every day I'm going to pick 3 goals, and I'm going to try to accomplish one of those goals of the 3. And I will let you know in the morning what those 3 things are, and then we'll see if I finish them at the end of the day. So I'm going to have to be a little bit more organized, like for vlogging, to vlog a little in the morning and in the afternoon or in the evening. Updates. Vlogging update. Today I went to a workshop. And in the workshop, it's a writing workshop, and I don't know if I've told you this in the blog already, but I write. That's how I make my money while I work on these startup things. And in one of my writing projects is a novel that I've been writing on for years. And I just got kind of stuck. And so I put it away, which is what you're supposed to do when you're writing something. And I came up with a solution for my problem with this book over the Christmas holiday, and I'm very happy with it. So today, in this workshop, it's a creative workshop, but everybody there wants to be working on writing, so we kind of worked on writing. So we had to develop our characters. And the initial one, I told them in the beginning of the meeting, I'm going to work on my novel and try to finish the rewrite in the next 6 weeks. And they, it's not a problem. And then the first exercise we had to close our eyes and let a character come to us. And you know who came to me? The mouse. The mouse came to me, not the character from my book, the novel that I've been working on, but the mouse. The mouse showed up. Did I actually have that in one of the vlogs? The story of a mouse? Alright, so the mouse came and he was explaining stuff to me, and I was like, oh, little mouse, okay, I'm gonna write about you. So for the first part of this story, the mouse, I can tell you, the mouse falls out of a boy's pocket. The boy carries a mouse everywhere he goes, and it's a little white mouse. And he carries the mouse, and the mouse's name is Clark, and he carries him in his pocket wherever he goes, everywhere. So the mouse is used to being next to the child's heart. And he's on the subway, and then the child gets pushed down, and the little mouse falls out of the child's pocket and onto the subway. But then he runs out because he's scared, and he ends up on the subway platform. And the little boy is still on the subway, so the little boy is gone, and the little mouse is lost. And he's a young mouse. He's about 6 months old. So he doesn't have his little boy, he doesn't have his home, which is the pocket, and he's a little white mouse on the subway. In this part of the book, the little mouse is scared and he's hungry. And he sees another mouse, the brown one, on the subway platform near one of the stationary chairs. And the little boy is dropping crumbs on purpose, dropping crumbs to this little brown mouse. And the little brown mouse is taking him and eating him. And the little white mouse wants to have some crumbs, but he's scared, and it goes through that. And then the little brown mouse sees him and is like in shock because there's a little white mouse and no one is white in the subway because you stand out. And so he runs over and grabs him and says, you need to hide because otherwise someone's going to stomp on you. And so he takes him in and he hides him in his house. And the little white mouse sits there in the dark, and because he doesn't know any better. So I think that's going to be one of the themes that runs through the story, is that the little white mouse doesn't know better. Because he's always lived in that pocket, he has no concept of life, and so he's going to be helped along the way. And I have already figured out the ending of the story, so I think as I write each section, I'll just tell you the sections of the story. But I'm really happy with it. And so I will work on that this evening a little bit. But the little white mouse, he wants a story written, and I'm going to do a set of illustrations for this story, but I told you that one artist has offered to do this set of illustrations too, and we'll see. I know that publishers don't like you to have illustrations already made for a story, so we'll have to see how that works. Because usually you just send in the story, and then they pair up the story with an illustrator that they feel would be compatible with the story. So we'll have to see. I was going to do a collage-y thing for it. I wanted to do a collage, so we'll see. And then we'll see what this other artist does. He and I are really compatible in our how we think, so I would be really happy for him to illustrate it. And he's already offered to illustrate the story, so we'll see. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see, we'll see, we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Prod thing that she had us do was we had to write down, like, from the character's point of view, information about him. And there was like 4 pages of, like, it was like a really detailed interview of our character. Now, my mouse character is like 6 months old, and he's lived in a boy's pocket. So it's not like he has 3 pages worth of information to write about. So I thought, oh, okay, I'm not going to do that about the mouse. I'll do that about my the narrator character from the book, the new one that I'm adding. And so I wrote down all these things, and then we had to talk about it. So then I had to tell them about my guy, and I seriously wanted to cry. I was like, oh my god, I'm getting so emotional over this person. I was like, oh my god, this really is touching a nerve with me, this guardian person. So I was like, that really is it was amazing. I really felt, that's like the closest I've ever felt to a character, like that I've written ever. I mean, to feel like crying over a character. And it wasn't even like it wasn't even like the main character. This is like the new character who I brought into the story to resolve, to complete the story. Okay, that's enough for today. Tomorrow I have my creative group in the morning, and I have more work-related stuff tomorrow, so. But what city, that's a question for you. What city would you describe yourself as? Not the city you live in, but like if you had to, or a place, it doesn't have to be a city, but if you had to describe yourself in the form of a location, what location would you use? I chose Paris. All right, have a wonderful evening. Bye.